Hey guys, welcome to a review on these Mr. Hobby Mr. Weathering Liner weathering pencils. These are new, they're very new to me. I've never seen them before, but I thought they'd come in handy just because I like, yeah, when I build my kits, I like to find stuff that's easy and effective as well. So I mean we're all like that. If you can find a product that's easy to use but still effective at the same time, and also plus you're not mucking around with smelly oils and thinners and like everything that goes with weathering. And have had a play around with it off camera before this, and just trying to work out what removes it, what doesn't. Now I've tried lots of things. Thinners seem to, like, if you use your acrylic thinners, it also removes the paint underneath. The most effective thing that I've found, and I didn't realize I had any, was methylated spirits. I don't know if it's white spirits in the US or the UK. I don't know what you actually call white spirits, but methylated spirits is um, it's a white flammable liquid, but you can generally use it to clean glass, glass windows and things like that. It's not Windex. It's not a window cleaner. It's Yeah, it's Windex. You can use them in like burners and things, like some white spirit burners. I think that probably is white spirits. So yeah. But anyway, it's just really hard to, like, I have a lot of trouble sort of working out for what you guys call what, because we all call different things differently around the world. So, but if you guys in Australia, and if you know what methylated spirits is, I mean, yeah, it's methylated spirits. So that gets rid of it if you make a mistake. Okay, so just get that out of the way. These were, if I get, just can't remember how much they were. What were they? These were $11.98 Australian dollars per set. So you can see that I've already tried one through the pencil sharpener. So I've just got my Derwent pencil sharpener with multiple fittings in there for different size pencils and whatever size you want. So they do sharpen up quite easily and they don't break. So you can see that the sand one, I was just playing around with my Stug 4. So I am going to show you how these things work and what you can do with them. So without further ado, let's get these things open and have a look at them. So they come, yeah, in a really nice packaging, and it's got like a tape seal. And I've actually opened these up and turned these around just so I can, the way I put them back in is just funny. So they do come with a sealable bag, and they do come very nicely packaged. And I'll open both of them up. So yeah, I took a bandit off my finger, and yeah, a bit of paper stuck to it, so that's what that is if you wonder. Okay, so it's open. Alright, so keep these aside because I will be putting these back in the packaging when these go back in the drawer. So this one here is the rust set. So if you pull them out carefully, because they are, you will know, like the first thing you notice is when you open them up, it's like a crayon. Okay, so it's I don't know actually what it's made of, but it's got like a paper, is it plastic or paper? Feels like paper, like a thin cardboard surrounding the pencil itself, or I wonder what they call these things. It's a weathering liner. So there's nothing. Hang on, what's inside here? Okay, so if you open these up further up, and it's a shame it's in Japanese because I have no idea what it says. But if I can bring in here, and I will just let me adjust the focus on this camera for you. Okay. Yeah, it just gives you a quick, if you can read Japanese, that's all good, but there's no sign of English on this thing. Alright, it does say you can sharpen the pencil. There you go. Well, I didn't even know that this was there until I opened it. So to give you an idea, so you can do edge highlighting, and by the looks of the picture, you can buff it back with a Q-tip or something like that. and just a bit on the side, and you can see that, yeah, old mate there is with his Q-tip, buffing the barrel, and just an example, and there you go, and there's a Stug. So and there's an example of 1:35 Stug, all weathered up using their products, and I'd say that's out of the snow set, or the winter set, so which is one I don't have and may get one day, but at the moment I don't really do a lot of winter effects or anything like that, so that's that. So that's the instructions, and on the back, I don't know what that says. Keep it out of sunlight, I'd say. And I'd say that pictures don't put in your mouth, or keep it away from children, or something like that. And this one probably says it's flammable, so maybe like a wax, like a flammable wax or something. I don't know whether there's a download, like you can download English instructions on the internet somewhere. Maybe from like the Mr. Hobby website. I couldn't even tell you, but yeah, you might have to do some research on your own for that, just to find out. But yeah, thought I'd throw that out there just in case. Alright, so what you got here is rust orange, we have rust red, and I'll get the lights back on here because it was just killing the plastic before. And we got soot black, so yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. And in the mud set, we got deep brown, we have matte brown, oops, and the one that I've already sharpened, we have sand brown. So, you know, for your army guys out there, it's going to be pretty good. Aircraft guys are probably going to be using this soot black a lot. So we're going to put these to the side, and we're going to have a play around with these. So I'm just going to shorten the legs on the tripod so I've got more room on the bench. Alright. And the zoom's right out. And then once again, we got the Stug 4 by Academy, 1:35 that I'm still working on. So you can see that I've already had a little play with streaking on here. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to get my pencil sharpener, open this up, and we'll see how fine we can get this, because I'm actually looking for a really fine line. I want to get this tip fairly sharp. So I'm just going to put him in there. Well, it doesn't seem to work because it's too far. Actually takes a bit to get a point on this thing, so I don't really like doing it because there's a lot of it being wasted in there. I'm trying to be careful too so I don't snap it, because I don't know how strong these things are. Alright, so we're just going to go with that for now. And basically I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time using this thing, so I'm just going to see if I can zoom in a bit for you guys. Alright, I'll zoom in and see if I can bring this just to focus on it. So I'm going to try and do just rust streaks, okay, or just streaking effects on here. Actually, I might try and get this thing sharper because I do want a really fine line in here. So just sharpen this a bit more, being very careful not to put any sideways pressure on this weathering liner because I don't want to snap it. Okay. So you can just, I'm going to start off just really lightly to begin with, and just to simulate streaking. And it's very soft too, so like you don't need a lot of pressure on this. And then I'm just going to try get a brand new Q-tip, Let's see if I can buff this down. Okay, and it does work. You can see that just a little bit of buffing sort of. So far this is actually quite easy to use, but you don't completely remove it like a pigment. So I'll just tilt the camera down a bit more. So, and I guess you could also mix the colours in. So I'm just going to get this brown. I'm just going to sharpen this one up as well. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Alright, so it doesn't like being sharpened by the middle one because it just goes all chunky and yucky like that. But for the time being, who cares? I'm just going to add it some random places and just run the streak. Okay, so and also if you want to add shading, I'm just going to try something here, see if this works as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some of this matte brown here, and I'm just going to use it like a colouring in pencil, but just lightly down the bottom, because what I want to do is I want to sort of slowly put the brown in there to simulate, I guess, dirt, like a dusty dirt. Okay, and just very, very lightly until I'm happy with the shade. I'm just going to move this camera a bit. I'll move this light. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you probably can't see it because the light's just killing it. But if I can sort of maybe try to look, I'll just try and adjust some lights here. Okay, if I dim the lights down just a little bit, it's probably working at the moment. It's pretty dark for me to see, but there's enough. The camera seems to amplify the light a bit. So just going to do this just to show you, just so you can see. And then on the bottom, I'm going to just make it a bit darker. That's not working, so I can't really see. Sorry about that, guys. Let me adjust this light. That's probably the best I can get it for me. But we're going to go fairly dark on the bottom, and then we're going to gradually. We're not going to go all. And I'm going to try not to go all the way up. You can see about here somewhere is where I actually stopped with the matte brown. So I'm just going to sort of get to the middle, but space the lines further apart so the pigment, I guess we could call it, is broken up a little bit. And then we're going to come back with our Q-tip here, and I'm just going to run it upwards so the brown sort of blends in, the dark brown blends in with the matte brown, or deep brown I should call it. And then got a circular motion down the bottom just so it will swirl it all in, and then towards the top here I'm just going to rub it a bit harder. Okay, so if I can adjust the camera, you can see obviously that side I haven't put any of that. That looks horrible, doesn't it? Yeah, so that side you haven't used any of the weathering liner sticks on there, but this side I have. So I mean, you can really go really hard on it if you really want to, but that's something I'm going to play around with at a later date, because yeah, this is a model I'm still building, and I don't really want to use this as a test bed to go trashing it. So I guess just playing around with it now on things, but I'm liking it so far. Like that seems pretty effective. But on the side here, I'm going to add streaks. So where the nuts, like where the bolts or bolt heads are, I guess it's going to run. I'm going to add like not so much right on it. So, but I'm just gonna flick it up, because I've tried with a paintbrush and I just can't seem to get a line as even, like as neat or as thin as that. So I guess you could use this as a basis, and then you could go with a wash or something later on just to blend it in. Because like obviously you're not going to leave the lines just like that, because that just doesn't look realistic. So just little lines up here. And what I'm going to do, just to make these sort of disappear a bit more, is I'm going to get this sand, the sand brown, and I'm going to try and go over that just to tone them down a bit, see if this works. So I'll try and blend them out a bit. And then I'm going to get my Q-tip. Now, this is definitely a lazy man's way of weathering, but it seems to work. And what you see I'm taking off there is the Tamiya weathering set. But I'm just going to go over it again anyway. I haven't sealed it in yet, so. So I'm definitely going to have to get some kind of wash or something over it, and blend it out again. I'll try this black, see what this black does. If it doesn't work, I can just get some white spirits and clean it all out. So I should turn this upside down. I'm just using the side of the stick. I'm just playing around with it because I'm still learning how to use these guys, but I'm just kind of showing you what kind of effects you can get off these. But this one here, when you buff it back, it actually gives off a real nice sooty effect. So what I might do actually is I might get the pencil sharpener again, and I'm just going to sharpen this black. Okay, so let's got the black sharpened up a little bit, and then round the hatch here, I'm just going to add a little bit, just random spots, and just remembering, just light pressure, like if I'm barely touching this, and you can see that that it's actually showing. So you can see there. I'm just going to get my Q-tip, I'm just going to rub it in, actually blend it out. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I'm going to do the same around the front here. And also just going to grab the deep brown or the dark brown. Just going to add a bit at the front here. And just going to Q-tip, blend that in, rub it together, see if it works. It's either going to work or it's going to fail. And if it gets too dark, I'm just going to grab some of this, what's it called, sand brown. I'm just going to smash it right around the front here. I'm going to rub that in as well. And keep going until I get the desired colour again. And so far, guys, I'm very, very impressed with these. And if you think, and I think I've gone a little bit too dark too on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the sand brown, and you got a lot of control too, because you haven't got a paintbrush tip that's moving around and sliding. So I mean, if you're good at drawing, that's going to be a plus too, because if you've got a steady hand, and using this, you can sort of okay. I guess you could also do some highlighting in here. So just on the very top of this hatch, I want to show that there's going to be, I mean, these are going to be great for if you're like a Warhammer guy. Like, these are going to be great for your tanks, weathering and stuff, because it's very, very easy. And you can see how much like I've been drawing with this thing, and the tips, like, they do last. It's not like it's like a pigment stick where they just wear away really quick, and it leaves like mess everywhere, like pigment everywhere. So that's a plus with these things as well that I'm finding. Just going to be gentle with this because this hatch is only just glued on onto the. So I'm going to do a bit more, and just on the top here. Yeah, so it is there. I don't know if the camera picks it up. If I can manipulate this, you just see it on the top there. But if you just want to put the line very lightly and just leave it, I mean, that's completely up to you. Where else could we go? I'll just do one more little thing to show you. If you want to highlight, especially, I've been having trouble with these lights here, all these covers here, but whatever they are, I'm not too sure. But what I want to do is I'm just going to lightly just colouring on the top. You're basically colouring in. So you can see, obviously, that one hasn't been done, and I've just done this one here. And it actually seems to be very effective. I think I'm going to get the snow one, because obviously with the white you can sort of rub a bit of white in there, and that will lighten it up even more and blend that in. So yeah, I'll probably get those next year, I think. And then, so especially on the barrel. You can use the side to really get that hard line on there. Just buff it back. And if you want, let's see this. Hey, I'm just trying to get so the camera can, so you can see it. Turn the camera down a little bit. So if you just want a real sharp line on it, like a reflection line, just lightly. Lift it to work with your finger. Yeah, it works with your finger too, so you can use your finger. What else can you do? If you want to edge highlight, I'm trying to edge highlight this, see if this works. Yeah, I wonder what these would be like on miniatures too. This would be pretty cool to find out if they. So I'd have to do some research and find out what other sets they got, but that's all I could find on B&A Model World. All I seen was they had 3 sets, so I bought 2 of them. So if you want to just highlight, you can. Oops, I'll just zoom out a bit. Edge highlight up here. And you just leave that. You can see that. Alright, so we're going to play around with the rustic. This is going to be a fairly long video because I want to show pretty much go through all the colours. Well, not all of them, but most of them. There's only 6, so we may as well. So if you can bear sitting through my long ass videos, so give us a sharpen. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of these side armour plates here. I'll try this one. So I'm going to try a bit of shading. I'll actually get a bit of rust. So a little bit of rust, I guess we're going to go dark brown. So we're in the street. So what we're going to do, we're just going to add the shading back in here. Just keep adding it in there. I don't experiment rubbing it really hard, see what it does. It leaves like a really dark effect. It's streaky. So and then use the residue on your Q-tip as well if you want to streak to see if that works. And it does actually quite well. Use your finger, see if it rubs off with your finger. Yeah, it does. Okay. So I'm going to get some of this matte brown. Just subtle. And as you get further down the bottom, just put hardly any pressure on it, so you get really fine lines. You can see that that line that goes all the way down the bottom. Now, there's no way I could do that with a paintbrush. I'm not saying you guys can't, because there's a lot of talented models out there, but I'm trying to find the easiest way to draw the finest line. So to get these lines, you just hardly put any pressure, and you just keep drawing down until you just keep adding. And that was with the matte brown, I believe it was, yeah. And then around the hole, you just have a little bit of rust here. I guess you get your black pencil as well, and just and then we're going to get our Q-tip. Just going to blend it all in. So, I mean, that's the type of stuff you can do with it. This is just like the red one. I'm not going to use because there's really nothing I need on here that's red. But what do I think about these? My honest opinion is, yeah, I definitely recommend them. For the money you pay for them, I mean, you might be able to get them cheaper in your own country. I guess, yeah, we pay a fair bit from here because, you know, living in down under, yeah, we're so isolated, so yeah, I guess we pay a fair bit of tax on our stuff, so $11, $12, you're looking around about individually, so they're basically $4 a pencil, which is almost the same price as, well, it's actually cheaper than a bottle of pigment, but, just for like really fine weathering detail, I mean, yeah, I definitely recommend these guys, so, yeah, I'll put the link up down the bottom where I bought them from, and yeah, check it out. And if you end up getting some, let me know. You know, post some photos up on Outback Mini Models, and yeah. So thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up my long videos, and we'll catch you on the next tutorial or wherever it may be. Catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.